Hi, I'm Dr. Monique Robinson, Senior Research Fellow at the Telethon Kids Institute. Anxiety is a normal human response to a situation that's unfamiliar or threatening, but when we start to worry in children is when the anxiety is not in response to a threat, when it's more generalised across occasions. Anxious children will often be quite agitated. It's a state that we call hyperarousal, so they might be sort of fidgety, a little bit irritable, restless, they have difficulty concentrating. They might complain, especially very young children, of physical symptoms in the absence of anything medically wrong. So they might say they've got a sore tummy, but there's no medical cause for that, or they have headaches, something that doesn't actually have a medical cause, but they can feel anxiety sometimes in a really physical way. Well, a lot of children are naturally anxious, and then we see that perhaps as things get a little bit more stressful, and for example with the year that we've just had with a lot of change and uncertainty around COVID-19, we might see that a child who's naturally anxious starts to exhibit more symptoms of anxiety. Other times, anxiety can be a specific response to a threat or a particular situation. So all kids get anxious from time to time, but where we start to worry is when those symptoms keep going for a period of around about 6 months, when the child is finding it really difficult to control those symptoms of anxiety themselves, and when it starts to affect their functions. You might see differences in the way that they play. If they're feeling anxious, the play might change. It might become more rough, or it might become sad, or just something that's different to how it was before. That makes you think this might be the time to start having a conversation about how they're feeling. So the first thing you want to do with someone who's anxious before you can really help them more is just to calm them down. So you might want to teach your child how to breathe slowly, how to calm their breath, take them away from excess stimulation, so have a quiet room, softer lighting, a place where they can actually just calm their bodies down before they can start to communicate perhaps more about how they're feeling. When your child is anxious, if you're starting to think that this anxiety is going on for a prolonged period of time and might be problematic, the place to seek help is your GP, who can then refer you to a psychologist if that's the path that you're going to go down. It doesn't have to be that if you're anxious, you're naturally that way and you stay that way. It's something that, particularly early in life, the early intervention is very important for anxiety, because it could be that these are issues your child's going to face next year, the year after, throughout their life, right through to adulthood. So if you can give them the tools early on to be able to deal with those behaviours and those feelings, then that's going to help them right through their life. So the earlier you get the intervention, it can save the distress of the anxiety, but it also gives them that toolkit for later in life.